Good to go?
I never ready to give me a chance. Like,
You never ready. Right. Andgel,
Hi.
welcome, brother.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for being a participant on our show, Beyond the Trade.
Happy to be here, to be honest.
All right, nice, man. So, we have a few questions that we're going to ask, and you kind of just give me responses. Though, if the question hard, tell me the question hard, and we could try and see if we could defeat it.
The only hard question you could ask me is how to make $1 million in Trinidad. Outside that?
That's a hard question?
In this economy, yeah.
All right. Okay. All right. No worries. So, coming into this field, what make you want to do air conditioning and refrigeration?
Well, to be honest, I've been doing this trade since 2013.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So I will...
Wait, stop. 20 what?
13.
Angel, you can't be doing this trade since 2013. You're not old enough to be doing this trade since 2013.
Well, I have documentation indicating that doing this trade since 2013.
Right, sorry. Go ahead, sir.
Right.
Go ahead.
So I would have done air conditioning and refrigeration from a CVQ level, which is level 1.
Mm-hmm.
Right? I would have done that at the East Secondary School. With that being said, I would have graduated as the top student there. Prior to graduation, we would have had a field trip to here, NESC. Arriving on the campus, well, obviously everything was much bigger compared to the campus at school.
Mm-hmm.
And with that being said, I was pretty much blown away. So I told myself, I have to come back here. I mean, I live in the East, and obviously I came to the Peninsula campus, which is a big distance. And at that age, we traveling, it was a bit frightening and first and tedious with waking up early because classes then used to start at 7.
Yeah.
So now it starts at 8, but it started at 7 before.
Mm-hmm.
So I would have graduated. My instructor then would have recommended I study level 2 program here, which was a craftsman certificate. I would have done that, came out high in that class as well. I would have been also recommended to start the diploma. Did the diploma, passed. I think it was myself and someone else would have graduated. And with that being said, I'm here today.
All right. So wait, you would have gone through doing air conditioning and refrigeration since secondary school.
Yeah.
In the NESC's craftsman program and in the NESC's diploma program. And you're teaching the program.
Yeah.
All right. That's really, really good. And I think that's a real inspirational kind of story for anybody who wants to get into the trade. So then we have air conditioning and refrigeration.
Yeah.
But tell me some of the areas that our students could go into, because the program is a little bit wider than that, right?
Yeah, it is. So ideally, refrigeration and air conditioning is pretty much two separate things altogether.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they fall under the same umbrella based on the vapor compression cycle, but it's pretty much the same principle.
Mm-hmm.
So they could be a refrigeration technician, they could be a designer on the diploma level.
Yeah.
They could be a service technician, an installation technician. They could code for projects. They could be a site manager based on a job.
Mm-hmm.
So it's very vast. Doctrine, it could go beyond and beyond and beyond.
Okay. So when you say a designer, what is a designer? You mean as in designing the systems?
No, design as in, the different components and their placement and installations.
Okay.
Yeah, where they place in the parts.
So, but are there also aspects of heating and what is the HVAC side of it?
So the HVAC in itself stands for heating, ventilation, and air conditioning. In our hemisphere, we really focus much on heating because we already live close to the equator. So, I mean, cooling itself is comfort cooling, and that's what we really focus on this side of the world. So, with the cooling aspect, there's so much to go into, as in the heating aspect, it's limited to, let's say, fryers or boilers, which is basically on a commercial scale.
Okay.
But cooling, we could go from residential, commercial, industrial, and move up the ladder.
Okay. So, what kind of careers then are our graduates really looking at when they leave NESC-TI?
Well, they could literally, based on how NESC's curriculum is built, they could fit anywhere. Once they want it, and once they are comfortable in the position, they could fit anywhere. From a service technician, a receptionist, an entrepreneur, a manager at any company, I would see fit. It really could go on and on, to be honest.
So you're basically saying you could use the information that you have and be able to serve in any one of those areas within that air conditioning and refrigeration field.
Yeah.
All right. But you don't feel, I should ask, is it that now there are so many air conditioning technicians that the market is saturated, or you feel that, there's still space?
To be honest, I have two answers to that.
Yeah.
One, if every air conditioner is a breakdown in Trinidad, you don't have enough technicians to deal with all.
I got you.
That's one. Two, let's spin in this pit here. So we have 3 pyramids. The one in the middle is inverted. So the pyramid on the left, at the bottom, the entire pyramid has problems.
Right.
The pyramid in the middle, which is inverted, is the amount of money being paid for solving the problems.
Right.
The pyramid on the right, that's the technicians to solve the problems. So let me break down those 3 pyramids for you. With all these pyramids on the left-hand side, with all the problems in the pyramid on the left-hand side, you have a little bit of money. So all the technicians fighting for this little bit of money. And as the money increase, the 2 peaks on the 2 left and right, the problem is much smaller, but the amount or the skill manpower is much smaller. So it depends on the level you're at. It depends on, okay, what money you're looking to work for. You can be at the bottom, a lot of problems, a little bit of money, and a lot of technicians fighting you. Or you can be at the top, a very small little amount of problems, very few technicians, but the money is much larger.
Okay. So if I understand what you're saying then, so I mean, when you're going at the base level, there's a lot of people at the base level. But as you increase your qualification, increase your knowledge, and you go up, then you're with less people, because as you go up the pyramid. Yeah. Okay. I understand. So in terms now of like getting into the area, are there any hazards that graduates would experience in that industry, and then how do you mitigate against those hazards?
In everything we do, there's a hazard. It all boils down to practicing safety and not being absent-minded.
Yeah.
So I mean, I always tell my trainees, safety is not something automatic. You have to think about being safe and practicing safety protocols. So you could be on a job, simply climbing a ladder, which is something you frequently do. Slip, fall, ladder, tumble over, fall. As I see by someone as a heart. So in everything you do, you need to practice safety.
Okay. The current market, because with global warming, climate change, what are some of the directions that this trade heading into? So
I'm not sure if if you would have heard about inverter systems, and that is something that I would say the economy is going, or our industry is going, because in the Caribbean, for example, Barbados, Jamaica, British Virgin Islands, most of the units are inverter units. In Trinidad, is something that we start. Well, we want to get into much more abundantly, but of course the cost is much more cost in advance.
Yeah.
But obviously you'll save in the long run.
So like an inverter unit against what type of unit? What are they? So
a regular conventional.
Okay.
So some may ask, okay, what is the difference between a conventional unit and an inverter unit? A conventional unit, it cycles, it comes on and off. Okay. That's the compressor, that is.
Right, yes.
But it's a motor. Let's look at it as a motor. Compared to the inverter units, they don't cycle. They basically reduce its operational speed or efficiency, and as the unit or the room calls for coolant, it will ramp back up. So that way now, the motor, the compressor does not cut off. It slows down. So when it ramp back up, it doesn't pull power or current to start, and that is where the efficiency of the system is, because it's not pulling a lock rotor.
Okay, I feel like I feel like I have a conventional. I need to check that one. So yeah, what's going on? We have a trivia section, right? Now you seem very knowledgeable because you're answering questions kind of quick. So this is like a lightning round kind of thing, right? So as I ask, you have to give me the. All right, good. So first question: what component cools air in an air conditioning system?
That question, I would say, could be explained better, because it's the entire system. One component can work without each other.
Alright.
Without one of the components, the 4 main components, they have no coolant taking place.
So then where's my 4 main components?
To have the compressor, condenser, meter, device, and evaporator.
Alright, okay. Alright, sir. Next question. What safety gear is important when handling refrigerants?
Definitely your gloves and glasses.
Alright, cool. Next one. Why use a vacuum pump when servicing an HVAC system?
Well, I wouldn't say the word servicing, but I would say in repair or an installation, reason being, a vacuum pump is mainly to remove moisture from inside the lines, moisture contaminants. So some may ask, okay, so why do we need to remove the moisture? Because moisture could create blockage, especially in a refrigeration application. Let me go a little further for you. So in refrigeration, you probably go below freezing point, and that moisture is considered as water or water vapor. When that water vapor freezes, it will create a restriction, and obviously if there's a restriction in the line, the refrigerant could pass through the line, and that's an issue for the system.
Right, I feel like I'm in a class, boy. Alright. Which component in a refrigeration system removes heat from the refrigerant?
The evaporator.
Okay. Sure?
The condenser, yeah. The evaporator removing heat from any room, the condenser removing heat from the refrigerant, yeah.
Okay. I think that's the right answer. Alright. Andgel, I want to thank you for coming on Beyond the Trade today. We do appreciate you, and actually I learned so much today that I didn't realize. So I'm going to go and check and see if I have a conventional or inverter.
Sure, no problem. Be sure to call, man.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
major difference between auto air conditioning and habitational air conditioning?
Okay, I'm glad you asked that so we all could learn. So, in air conditioning refrigeration, all the four main components are the same. It could be for a fridge, it could be for a regular AC, it could be in a big truck, it could be for your car. It doesn't matter, the four main components will always be the same. Hence the reason I said, if you don't have one, the entire system will not work. So with regards to your question with an auto, the only anything added to these four is considered an accessory. The accessory is just to make the system compatible for the application and based on its efficiency. Everything else is the same. So based on your question, the accessories are different.
I don't think I ever see a dryer in the fridge.
Yeah, it have a dryer.
It have a dryer in the fridge.
But it have different, so in everything, it have different types of evaporators, different type of compressors, different type of condensers, and different type of meter devices.